Be me. Jonah, 28. I live in the suburbs in a house that is too big for me. I am a remote worker. My entire job is looking at pictures of dented roofs and flooded basements. I am the boring brother. My younger brother Thomas is 26. He is the guy everyone loves. He can show up late to everything. He can forget your birthday. He can borrow money and never pay it back. And people just laugh and say, "Oh, that is just Thomas." I am not that guy. I like quiet. I consider reading a book on the couch a successful weekend. 3 months ago, Thomas ran out of luck. He was engaged to Petra. Petra is 26. She was quiet and wore wire-rimmed glasses. She always looked a little out of place at our loud family dinners. The wedding was 2 months away. Deposits were paid, invitations were mailed. Then came the bachelor party. Thomas got drunk at Topgolf. He ended up kissing a bridesmaid behind the ball dispenser. Phones came out. Videos were recorded. The entire wedding collapsed in real time over a group chat. It was a Tuesday. My phone started buzzing at noon and did not stop until midnight. Families took sides. Screaming matches happened over the phone. I stayed completely out of it. I did not want to be anywhere near the blast radius. My cousin Maeve called me 6 times. Maeve means well, but she is completely exhausting. She talks like a life coach who read one book on boundaries and made it her entire personality. I finally answered the phone. "Jonah, we need to hold space for Thomas," she said. "He is going through a really dark journey right now." "Maeve, he made out with an accountant at a driving range," I said. "He is not on a journey." "You have so much unhealed anger, Jonah," she said. "You need to recognize his truth." "His truth is that he ruined his own life," I said. She told me I was being toxic and hung up. I went back to looking at pictures of hail damage. I thought I was safe. I thought I had escaped the drama. Then came a rainy Tuesday night, 11:30 p.m. I am wearing sweatpants. I am watching a documentary about deep-sea fish. The doorbell rings. I almost ignore it. I look out the window. There is an Uber idling in my driveway. The taillights are red in the rain. I open the front door. Petra is standing on my porch. She has 3 heavy duffel bags. She has a massive hard-shell equipment case. She is wearing an oversized cardigan that is soaked at the cuffs. Her hair is twisted in a messy clip. Her wire-rimmed glasses are sliding down her nose. She looks like she has been crying for 3 days straight. "I didn't know where else to go," she says. Her voice is shaking. "My lease ended yesterday," she says. "I was supposed to move into Thomas's place. I can't stay with my parents. They keep yelling about the catering deposit. I just need a couch for a few days. 3 days. Jonah, I swear." She is shivering. I look at the bags. I look at the rain. I think about my brother and what he did. "You don't have to take the couch," I say. "I have a guest room." She tries to thank me, but her voice breaks. I grab the heaviest duffel bag. We go inside. That was 64 days ago. The first 2 weeks were agonizing. We moved around the house like strangers trapped in a museum. If I walked into the kitchen, she would stop making tea and wait. If she heard my office chair squeak, she would close her bedroom door. We only communicated through sticky notes. I would wake up and find a note on the counter. "Bought almond milk, please use it before it goes bad." I would write back. "Thanks, trash night is Thursday. I will take the bins out." She would leave another note. I reorganized the drawer. Sorry if that is annoying. She was incredibly clean. She kept to herself. She never left a mess. She paid for her own groceries. I started noticing little things. Her toothpaste tube in the guest bathroom was always rolled perfectly from the bottom. She left small stacks of receipts on the kitchen island. She wore the same gray, oversized hoodie every time it rained. I knew she worked remotely, too. She did freelance voice acting, audiobook narration. She took the heavy equipment case and turned my guest closet into a recording booth. She hung my heavy winter jackets on the walls. She ordered acoustic foam online. Things changed in week 3. It was a Monday morning. I was on a Zoom call with my boss, Edmund. Edmund was talking about a flooded basement in Ohio. My home office shares a wall with the guest room. My headset was only half on because I was waiting to hear the delivery guy drop off my lunch. Suddenly, I hear Petra's voice through the drywall. It is not her normal quiet voice. It is low and intimate and completely unhinged. "Oh, strictly professional, my lord," she whispers. "Then why do your hands tremble when you lace my corset?" I freeze entirely. I stop breathing. Edmund stops talking mid-sentence. "Jonah, did you say something?" Edmund asks. "No," I croak. I am sweating. I fumble for the mute button. Through the wall comes a loud, breathy gasp. "Thrust your blade, Captain. Show me the ruin you promised." I slam my laptop shut. I just close it right in Edmund's face. I sit there in my desk chair staring at the wall. My face is burning. I am listening to my brother's ex-fiancée narrate a filthy historical pirate romance. She is really getting into it. There are sound effects. I want the floor to open up and swallow me. I wait 20 minutes until it gets quiet. I creep out of my office to get a glass of water. Petra is in the kitchen. She is making green tea. She is wearing baggy sweatpants. Her hair is an absolute disaster. She has a coffee stain on her sleeve. She looks completely unseductive. She turns around. We make eye contact. I have zero poker face. I heard everything I say. I just blurt it out because panic removes all my dignity. She freezes with the tea bag in her hand. Pirate romance, she says flatly. Her face is entirely red. $300 per finished hour, she adds. Good for the captain, I say. I immediately want to walk into traffic. She stares at me for 3 agonizing seconds. Then she laughs. It is not a cute, polite laugh. It is a loud, ugly, snorting laugh. She covers her face with her hands. I start laughing too. We are just standing in my kitchen laughing like idiots. After that, the tension breaks. The house changes completely. We stop hiding from each other. We start drinking coffee together in the mornings. We start cooking dinner on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I find out she hates velvet because the texture makes her teeth hurt. I find out she is absolutely ruthless at Mario Kart. I watch her chew on the arm of her glasses when she is editing audio files. We sit at the kitchen island eating. She reads me the worst dialogue from the pirate book. He gazed at her heaving bosom like a starving man at a buffet, she reads. I choke on my pasta. Who writes this garbage? I ask. A woman named Edith who lives in Tampa, she says. Edith pays my rent, so we respect Edith in this house. We build a routine without even realizing it. The house feels different. It feels lived in. I come home from picking up groceries and see her jacket thrown over a chair, and I feel calm. But then the family meddling starts. Maeve calls me again. Jonah, I am organizing a healing circle for Thomas. We are going to sit in the park and talk about forgiveness. I need you to Venmo me $40 for the catering. Maeve, I am not giving you $40 for a sad picnic, I say. You are blocking his path to redemption. Jonah, he is really struggling. He bought a jet ski, Maeve, I say. He is not struggling. He bought a jet ski because his soul is drowning, she says. I hang up on her. The next day is a nightmare. Petra's car breaks down. It is a Tuesday afternoon. She went out to buy more acoustic spray adhesive. She calls me from a parking lot. Her voice is tight and embarrassed. Jonah, I am so sorry, she says. My car just died outside the grocery store. It won't turn over. I tell her to stay put. I drive my Subaru over to the strip mall. It is 90 degrees outside. I find her sitting on the curb next to her dying sedan. She is holding a plastic grocery bag. The bag is tearing at the seams. I have melting ice cream in here, she says miserably. She looks so defeated. I pop the hood of her car. I pretend I know what I am looking at. I poke the battery with a stick. Yep, that is dead, I say. She groans and puts her head in her hands. We call a tow truck. The dispatcher says it will be 2 hours. We have to sit on the curb waiting. The ice cream melts completely. She offers me a warm carton of soup she bought. We sit on the asphalt drinking warm soup. Why is this my life, she asks. She is not looking at me. I was supposed to be picking out floral arrangements today. Instead, I am sitting in a parking lot drinking soup with my ex-fiancée's brother. I don't know what to say. I just nudge her shoulder with mine. You are better off without the floral arrangements, I say. She looks at me. Her eyes are very tired. I know, she says quietly. But it still feels like I failed. You didn't fail, I tell her. He failed. He is a massive idiot. She smiles a little bit. The tow truck finally arrives. We have to ride back to my house in the cab of the truck. It smells like old cigarettes and pine needles. My arm is pressed against hers because the seat is so small. I can feel the heat radiating off her. I stare out the window, pretending I am not hyper-aware of her shoulder touching mine. We get back to the house. It is dark. We walk inside. I turn on the kitchen lights. Maeve is sitting at my kitchen island. My heart completely stops. How did you get in, I ask. Mom gave me the spare key, Maeve says. She has a large glass casserole dish in front of her. She is wearing a ridiculous wide-brimmed hat. I brought you an empathy lasagna, Maeve says. Then Maeve looks past me. She sees Petra. Maeve drops the serving spoon. It clatters onto the quartz countertop. Petra freezes by the door. She is still holding the bag of melted ice cream. What is she doing here, Maeve asks. Her voice is trembling with fake outrage. She needed a place to stay, I say. I step in front of Petra defensively. This is a violation of Thomas's emotional landscape, Maeve gasps. You are harboring the source of his trauma. Maeve Thomas cheated on her, I say loudly. He is the trauma. He is doing the work, Jonah Maeve yells. He is attending an online seminar about male vulnerability. You're enabling a toxic dynamic by keeping her here. Petra looks like she wants to melt into the floorboards. I am just going to go to my room, Petra whispers. She drops the grocery bag on the counter and walks fast down the hall. I hear the guest bedroom door shut softly. I turn back to Maeve. Get out of my house, I say. I am perfectly calm, but my hands are shaking. You need to take your empathy lasagna, and you need to leave right now. Maeve stands up. She looks at me like I am a stranger. You are carrying so much dark energy, she says. I will pray for your aura. She takes her hat and marches out the front door. She leaves the casserole. I lock the deadbolt behind her. I stand in the kitchen for a long time. The house is entirely silent. I walk down the hall and knock on the guest room door. Petra, Jonah, I say. I hear shifting. The door opens a few inches. She is sitting on the floor, wrapped in a blanket. I am sorry, she says. I shouldn't have put you in this position. It's fine, I say. It's not fine, she says. Your family hates me now. My family is entirely insane, I say. Please do not listen to Maeve. She thinks jet skis cure depression. Petra laughs a little bit. It is a weak, shaky laugh. I sit down on the floor in the hallway outside her open door. We sit there for an hour just talking quietly. The tension starts creeping back in. It is not dramatic. It is worse. It is subtle. It hums in the air when our shoulders brush. It is there when we are washing dishes and our hands bump under the water. It is there when eye contact lingers for just 2 seconds too long. I start doing stupid things. I start buying the expensive coffee she likes. I start wearing my nice shirts around the house for absolutely no reason. I catch myself listening for her footsteps in the morning. I tell myself it is temporary. I tell myself she is vulnerable, and I am just being a good host. I tell myself this will end cleanly and we will go our separate ways. I am lying to myself. 2 days later, we have to deal with her old lease. She was renting an apartment before the wedding. She needs to break the lease early because she can't afford it alone. Her old landlord is demanding 3 months' rent as a penalty. She is terrified of confrontation. I tell her I will go with her to the leasing office. We drive to the apartment complex. It is a depressing beige building. She is nervously clutching a manila folder full of paperwork. She is chewing on the plastic arm of her wire-rimmed glasses. We walk into the leasing office. The leasing agent is a guy named Garrett. Garrett is wearing a cheap suit and has too much hair gel. He looks at the paperwork and sighs. Like I said on the phone, Petra, he says condescendingly. The contract is binding. You owe the penalty fee. Petra shrinks in her chair. I can't afford $3,000 right now, she says quietly. I lean forward. I have absolutely no idea what I am doing. Actually, I say using my best fake lawyer voice. Under the State Residential Act Clause 4, she has grounds for early termination due to unforeseen financial hardship. I literally made that up on the spot. I just mashed words together from insurance training. Garrett looks at me. He raises an eyebrow. Who are you? He asks. I am her legal advocate, I say. Petra kicks me under the table. Garrett squints at me. That is not a real clause, he says. You just made that up. My face gets hot. Well, the penalty is predatory, I say. Garrett crosses his arms. It is in the contract she signed, he says. Unless you want me to call our corporate legal team, we are done here. I stare at Garrett. Garrett stares at me. I slowly open my wallet. Do you take a debit card, I ask? We end up paying a reduced fee of $1,000. I split it with her even though she begs me not to. We walk back to my car in absolute silence. The humiliation is physically painful. I start the engine. I grip the steering wheel. I am so sorry, I say. I thought I could bluff him. I watched a lot of legal dramas last year. She is staring out the window. She turns her head. She is shaking. I think she is crying. Then I realize she is holding her breath. She bursts into laughter. She is laughing so hard, she is gasping for air. Legal advocate, she wheezes. You told him you were my legal advocate. She hits the dashboard. I start laughing too. I am embarrassed, but I don't care because she is smiling. You were so confident, she says, wiping her eyes. I really thought you had a plan. My plan was to sound tall, I say. We drive home. We stop at a drive-thru and eat terrible cheeseburgers in the car. It feels completely normal. It feels like we have been doing this for years. We get back to the house. There is a voicemail on my landline. Yes, I still have a landline. It came with the internet package. The red light is blinking. I press play. It is a 2 a.m. voicemail from Thomas. The audio is fuzzy. There is loud music in the background. Hey Jonah, it's Thomas. His voice is slurred. Listen, man, Maeve told me what is going on. I know she is there. I know you are hiding her from me. You are my brother, man. Why are you doing this to me? I just want to talk to her. The voicemail ends. The kitchen is entirely silent. Petra is standing by the fridge. She looks sick. She wraps her arms around herself. He sounds drunk, she whispers. He always sounds drunk lately, I say. I delete the message. You don't have to talk to him, I tell her. You don't owe him anything. She nods slowly. She looks at the floor. I should probably start looking for a real apartment, she says. My chest physically hurts when she says that. You don't have to rush, I say. I like having you here. She looks up at me. The air gets very heavy. We are standing 3 feet apart. The fluorescent kitchen light is buzzing. I can hear the hum of the refrigerator. She takes a half step toward me. Jonah, she says softly. My phone rings. It shatters the moment completely. I jump. She takes a step back. I look at the caller ID. It is my boss, Edmund. I ignore it. But the moment is gone. She clears her throat. I am going to go edit some audio, she says. She walks quickly down the hallway. I stand in the kitchen, wanting to punch a hole in the drywall. The next day is Thursday. It is my worst nightmare. Edmund is retiring. There is a mandatory company gathering at a local brewery. It is technically optional, but Edmund sent an email saying he would remember who didn't show up. I have to go. Petra and I are running errands in the afternoon. We are picking up dry cleaning and buying more coffee. I realize I am going to be late for the brewery. I have to just drive straight there. Do you mind tagging along? I ask her. I will only stay for 30 minutes. I just have to shake Edmund's hand and eat a free pretzel. She shrugs. I don't mind, she says. We walk into the brewery. It is loud. There are strings of lights everywhere. My coworkers are gathered around a long wooden table. I walk up with Petra behind me. Edmund sees me. Jonah, you made it, Edmund yells. He slaps me on the back. Then he looks at Petra. He looks at me. He winks. Who was the lovely lady? Edmund asks loudly. The entire table goes quiet. Everyone is looking at us. My face gets hot. This is Petra, I say awkwardly. She's a friend. Edmund laughs. A friend, right? He says. Sure thing, Jonah. A guy from accounting named Malcolm leans over. How long have you two been together? Malcolm asks. I panic. We aren't, I say quickly. We just live together. I immediately realize how bad that sounds. Malcolm raises his eyebrows. Oh, living together before dating? He says. Very modern, Jonah. Petra steps up next to me. She loops her arm through mine. It sends a shockwave completely through my nervous system. We actually met because he is my landlord, she says smoothly. He is terribly strict about the rent. Edmund laughs again. The table moves on to talking about golf. I look down at Petra. She is smiling innocently. She keeps her arm looped through mine for the next 20 minutes. I can barely form a coherent sentence. I am drinking a glass of water and trying not to visibly sweat. We leave the brewery. We walk back to the car in the dark. The parking lot is gravel. Our shoes crunch as we walk. Thank you for saving me in there, I say. She lets go of my arm to get her keys. I immediately miss the weight of it. It was fun, she says. Your coworkers are nosy. We get into the car. The ride back is quiet. It is a comfortable quiet. We pull into the driveway. We walk up to the porch. I am fumbling with my keys. I unlock the front door. We step inside, and then everything falls apart. Thomas is sitting on my living room couch. The front window is unlocked. He just let himself in. He looks completely wrecked. He is unshaven. His hair is a mess. He is wearing a wrinkled suit jacket over a dirty t-shirt. His eyes are bloodshot and exhausted. I freeze in the entryway. Petra stops right behind me. She gasps quietly. Thomas stands up. His posture is aggressive but unsteady. I knew it, he says. His voice is loud and slurred. Maeve told me, but I didn't want to believe it. I drop my keys on the console table. They make a loud clatter. How did you get in here? I demand. I step totally in front of Petra, shielding her. Thomas ignores me. He tries to look around me at Petra. Please, he says. I have been calling you for weeks. You blocked my number. You deleted your socials. I need to talk to you. You don't get to talk to her, I say. My voice is dangerously low. You need to leave my house right now. Thomas sneers at me. Shut up, Jonah, he says. This is between me and my fiancée. Ex-fiancée, I correct him. She doesn't want to see you. She doesn't want to hear your apologies. Thomas steps closer. He is angry now. You are manipulating her, he yells. You always do this. You sit in your boring little house and you judge me. You think you are better than me. I never said I was better than you, I say. I just don't cheat on the people I love in front of 50 witnesses. Thomas's face goes dark red. He lunges forward. He tries to shove past me to get to Petra. I don't even think about it. I react. I grab the lapels of his wrinkled jacket. I shove him backward hard. He stumbles and hits the wall next to the coat rack. A framed picture of a dog falls off the wall and shatters on the hardwood floor. Thomas looks shocked. He has never seen me get physical in my entire life. I am the boring brother. I am the data guy. But right now, I want to destroy him. Do not ever try to push past me again, I say. My voice is shaking with absolute rage. You did this. You humiliated her. You broke her heart. You ruined your own life. And now you are trying to drag her back into the mess. You do not get to storm into my house and rewrite what happened. Thomas stares at me. He looks like he doesn't recognize me at all. He looks down at the broken glass on the floor. Then he looks at Petra hiding behind my shoulder. She won't even look at him. She is staring at the floor. Thomas's shoulders slump. He suddenly looks very small and very pathetic. He turns around. He walks out the front door. He leaves the door wide open. I stand there breathing heavily. My hands are clenched into fists. I hear his car start in the street. I hear him pull away. The house is completely silent except for the sound of my own breathing. I slowly turn around. Petra is standing there. She has flour on her cheek from baking earlier today. Her eyes are completely full of tears. She is trembling. I reach out awkwardly. I don't know if I should touch her. I am sorry, I say. I am so sorry he did that. She doesn't retreat. She steps forward. She wraps her arms tightly around my waist. She buries her face in my chest. She starts crying quietly. I wrap my arms around her shoulders. I rest my chin on top of her head. She smells like vanilla and acoustic foam. We stay like that for a long time in the hallway, standing over the broken glass. That night, we sit on the living room couch. We pretend to watch a terrible sci-fi movie on Netflix. We don't say a word about what happened, but everything is different. Our knees are touching. My arm is stretched out along the back of the sofa, right behind her shoulders. She leans into my side. We are breathing in the same rhythm. The television is flashing blue light across the dark room. Everything is completely unsaid. The silence is screaming. I want to say something, but I am terrified of breaking the fragile thing we just built. The movie ends. She stands up. "Good night, Petra," she whispers. "Good night, Petra," I say. She walks to the guest room. I don't sleep at all that night. I lie awake staring at the ceiling. I listen to the silence of the house. The next morning is yesterday. I wake up late. I walk into the kitchen. The coffee is already made. Petra is standing by the island. She is fully dressed. She is wearing jeans and a nice sweater. She is not wearing her oversized hoodie. She looks like she is ready for a job interview. My stomach immediately drops into my shoes. "I found a place," she says. Her voice is very steady, but she is refusing to make eye contact. "It is a short-term lease," she says. "It is a studio apartment downtown. I signed the papers today. I can move in this afternoon." I stand frozen holding my empty coffee mug. What I ask stupidly. "I thought we had more time. I can't stay here, Jonah," she says quietly. She finally looks up at me. Her eyes are red like she hasn't slept either. "Not like this." "Why not?" I ask. I step closer to her. I put the mug down on the counter because my hands are shaking. "I want you to stay," I say. "I want you here." She shakes her head slightly. She bites her bottom lip. "If I stay," she says, her voice breaking, "it won't be as roommates. The space between us completely evaporates. I don't know who moves first. Maybe we both do." She grabs the front of my shirt. I pull her in by her waist. She kisses me. It is not like a movie. It is messy. It is desperate. Our noses bump. Her glasses get pushed crooked against my cheek. It is 2 months of agonizing, polite avoidance collapsing into one single moment. It is the best thing that has ever happened to me. My hands are in her hair. Her hands are gripping my shoulders like she is afraid I will fall backward. We pull away gasping. She looks up at me. Her face is flushed. She fixes her glasses. We just stand there breathing, and then reality returns like a bucket of cold water. She steps back. She looks terrified. "I have to pack," she whispers. She turns and walks fast down the hall. She locks the guest room door. I stand in the kitchen, feeling like I just got hit by a train. The rest of the day is a blur of cardboard boxes and packing tape. She packs up the microphone. She takes down the acoustic foam. She folds her hoodies into the duffel bags. We barely speak. The tension is replaced by a heavy, suffocating sadness. She is retreating into her shell. She is doing the polite stranger thing again. She thinks she ruined everything. She thinks I regret it. Now it is 3 a.m. It is pitch dark outside. I am sitting at the kitchen island. The house is dead silent. Her 3 duffel bags are piled by the front door. Her heavy equipment case is sitting next to them. She is asleep in the guest room. Her alarm is set for 8 a.m. In 5 hours, she is going to wake up. She is going to call an Uber. She is going to take her bags and walk out the door. She is going to go live in a studio apartment downtown. She is going to become a person I used to know. I am staring at a neon pink sticky note on the counter. I am holding a black Sharpie pen. My hand is hovering over the paper. I am wondering if I am brave enough to write, "Don't go." I am wondering if I am brave enough to walk down the hall right now and wake her up. I am terrified of the mess. I am terrified of the family drama. I know Maeve will have a complete psychological meltdown. I know Thomas will probably try to fight me again. I know my mother will send me paragraphs of guilt-trip text messages. But I look around my house. I look at the empty space on the counter. I look at the hook by the door where she hung her keys. I know what my life was like before she knocked on my door in the rain. It was quiet. It was perfectly safe. It was completely empty. I know that if I don't stop her from leaving, I will live a quiet life full of almosts. I will sit on my couch, reading books and pretending I am fine. And I don't think I can survive that anymore. I put the Sharpie down. I don't need a sticky note. I stand up. The hardwood floor is cold against my feet. I walk down the hallway. I stop at the guest room door. I raise my hand. I knock twice. "Petra, Jonah," I say. The bed springs creak. Footsteps approach the door. The door clicks open. She is standing there in her oversized gray hoodie. She looks sleepy and confused. I swallow hard. "Don't go," I tell her. The suitcase stays in the hallway.